What you doing? I'm the AC, and this is Otaku News Reviews. I will be talking about Be in Motion by Naoki Fujita, Chapter 1, a brand new manga that came out on Shonen Jump Plus on February 24th, 2023. It's a pretty decently long chapter for being the first one, 66 pages. The translation is by Andrea McKnight, and the lettering is by Snare Aharon. I actually really like this manga, and I like the premise of it, and just anything with animation, music. So cool. I just want to say that because there's not much for me to say about this first chapter, which is very surprising. But I don't know. It's a decent introduction. It's just there, and I can see how it's important. I really liked it, but I don't know how not to come off a little skeptical about how they did this first chapter. It follows this guy. I guess he's an adult now. Yeah. But it starts off with this kid, Tatsuhiko. That's the only name we get. I'm not exactly sure if that's his family name, his given name, but that's the only name I've looked multiple times that anybody really calls him. So I guess it's just Tatsuhiko now. But yeah, after a distinguished anime director visits his school, or animator, something like that. He's inspired to want to start being an animator too, and he's drawing on this stuff. However, after he studies things that he wants to animate very closely, including people. And there's one girl that catches his fancy named Takeda, and he draws her pretty much just plain, just getting the physics and movement of people down. But people see this and tease him for it, and then Takeda calls him a creep. Just saying it's creepy, and he decides to give up drawing and animation because of it, even though he was really good at it. Then it moves on to him, a friend, getting him into music and joining a band and doing that for a really long time. He even admits, yeah, he liked it more than he expected, but he said he was amateur at best. And really, a lot of this first part, and which is most of it, at least half of it, is kind of just like a little depressing, and it kind of hit with me because I don't feel like I'm particularly great at anything, but I like to do a lot of things, especially since I'm a music person and I can't draw at all. So I gave up on that. I would try if I could, and I should, but the music thing, and then like their band was playing for pretty much no one, and was paying to play at these venues for almost no one, and never went anywhere, and even lasted into college too. And eventually they disband because what was the point of keep going on, I guess. And then he just continues on from there, I guess, with no other real ambitions to chase. He's asked out to go drinking with one of his another friend, I guess, who's a novelist, and he kind of not like he doesn't shit on the dreams, but he does, like, he's very pessimistic about it. And then there's some drunk woman there that starts kind of harassing him, and he doesn't know what this woman's deal is, but he ends up kind of alone with her, trying to get her home to wherever she needs to go. And she even pukes on him, and they're just walking around downtown, passing a bunch of hotels. They had so many different named ones. It was random. Like, at first it was hydrangea. I was like, okay, whatever. And then there was like private affairs, and then another one was like study rooms. I was like, weird. Okay, a little humorous in it. And then she like pretends to like kick him, or like out into front of a truck, and that scares him. And then she just like verbally just like lays into him, like how just because he's like, this isn't verbatim, of course, but wow, I can remember like how, he just because his dreams didn't work out, he shouldn't be shitting on other people's. And he's lucky. It was a lot of, I don't know, metaphorical stuff, and which kind of makes sense in spoiler who she ends up being, why she talks how she does. And she's just like, even though you didn't really die, pretend you died, and then use that new life to actually pursue a dream that you actually want and live your life how you would want. And then that's pretty much what we see of her. But it was enough to actually motivate him and to anime again. He goes through all his old stuff and he's surprised by not only how much he did, how it actually was good, and he decides, hey, he's gonna really like get to work and really want to just pursue making something for himself. And so he ends up making this like 2 minute like butterfly flying animation. And I'm sure if this was anime, it would look really nice and pretty. But it's manga, so we don't really get to see it animated. Well, I guess we'll see whatever comes with that. But yeah, it takes him about 3 months to do this 2 minute animation, which I don't know how anyone can animate anything in any timely fashion. So that sounds about right to me. Even if it was something simple, I know I can't do it. So, yeah, I mean, good for him on doing it. And you get to see, even though this is the very beginning, him actually taking initiative to do anything, at least a little. But because of this, it blows up pretty much out of nowhere. I don't know why. I don't think that part's really realistic. Maybe it would. But, like, one little butterfly flying animation, I don't know if blowing up overnight, maybe. Weird things can happen. But because of this, there's a musician he really likes. You can probably guess where this is going. Who also sees it. Her name is Nico Kashiwagi. Sees a video and wants to collaborate. Get him to animate like an animated, I guess an AMV, animated music video for her of one of her songs. And, they should meet up and talk about this. So they do, and guess who it is? Of course, it's that drunk woman. I saw that coming immediately. As soon as, you see it throughout how he messages or, comments on Nico's music stuff and all that. And then you see this random drunk woman. It's obviously okay, well, it's her. There's no, you're not going to hide that. But I'm okay with it. It was obvious, but I'm interested to see where it goes, because that's where it ends. It's just them meeting up, him seeing her, and being like, oh shit, it's you, demon woman, and her being like, hi, because she was drunk and doesn't remember any of it. I feel like she does. It's going to be either two things, and this is me going into predictions. She probably either remembers him, or she doesn't at this moment, but will soon. But I didn't look to see what kind of manga this will be. It seems like it could be rom-com. It seems it could just be a hobby pursuit manga. I'm really just thinking a lot of it like Pokemon, but a little different, but similar vibes, I guess, to it. I am not exactly sure what else Naoki Fujita done. I know won some kind of contest before, and that's how this series came to be afterwards. But I'm really liking it. This is my kind of manga that I enjoy the most. Some action stuff is cool, but I don't know. It could be some kind of romance thing, but it's not. And I kind of appreciate it. Kind of is also weird. This manga, the tone is. It's not like it's trying to have this humorous tone. It seems just more kind of serious and melancholic, and which is I really like. I don't know. I'm just anything that can just seem like a bummer, but with a little bit of humor into it, I like. But some of the humor just sticks out because the rest of it's like that. Like the puking part, that's just it was drawn out in 3 different styles all in one panel, which is cool. The hotel names in the background, I like how there's humorous stuff in the background, but then when it really pops out, it's like. Well, that doesn't fit the mood or the tone we've had so far. But speaking of the background, I feel like I'm really going to like a lot of the stuff that you're going to be able to find in that kind of humorous stuff. But also just the art is going to be nice. I mean, it's about animation. I would hope so. There's one scene of him, I guess when he was drawing, it was just butterflies. And don't know what that was about. And I'm just expecting to see a lot of cool moments like that. Also just on the topic animation and stuff too. Hands Off Izoken. Is that the name of it? Yeah. Just, I really like that one. And just in anything, any kind of series that's based off of anime or writing or manga, stuff like that, always gets my attention. I always really like. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I feel like it might be too soon to say, I feel like this might be one of my new like all-time favorites, just based off this first chapter alone. It was slow, not much happened, but it gives us like this background on the main character. Even though I wish it would have gave both his full name, but maybe it's not important. Maybe it will later. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just really looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited for it. I was reading it, I was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. And I don't know, I was really feeling it. And it surprised me. I didn't even know it was coming out until I just randomly found it. I was a couple days late finding it. But I'm looking forward to it. And I can try to predict all kinds of things. It might be a little pointless, it being chapter 1. But definitely, a few predictions. I already said Nico probably remembers him. They're probably going to hit it off. Maybe have a little bit of romance thrown in there. The girl who say was creepy, Takeda, they're probably gonna run each other. Probably like feign like interest in him now that he's probably going to start getting a little popularity. All these people that picked on before, I don't know. But also, there's another one I didn't mention, but it shows him drawing as an adult, and people actually liked it, and like nobody's picking on him, which he was nervous about. So I really like that too. There's just so much I'm looking forward to in this. I might just accidentally ramble on even more, but those are my just quick little predictions just from this first chapter, and trying to think of where it would go. His friends, he might get more into music stuff too. It is beat and motion. Beat, assuming that has to do with the music and motion, the actual movement of the anime and animation, stuff like that. It's gonna be so cool. But before I ramble on too much, one more thing I want to mention before I finish is there's no chapter title, unless the chapter is beat and motion. Also, chapter 1, they didn't do it too obviously on the title page. So I'm not exactly sure. So there might not be chapter names. There might be. It might be beat and motion, which I already just described what that would be. But I don't know. We'll see. For now, it's just chapter 1 until I guess chapter 2. Whew, I'm looking forward to it. But let me know what you think of this new series. If you have any other predictions like me, if you think my predictions are pretty sound, I think they are. I don't know why they wouldn't happen. I feel like it's probably going to be a pretty short series. I don't know how they would extend something like this. It might be the typical length of any other rom-com, but I also don't feel like it's going to be straight up a rom-com or even romance that much. I feel like there will be some. I don't think that's going to be the main focus. I think it will be a lot more like Bakuman, where that was a lot more about just drawing the manga with a little romance as like a subplot. But I'm so excited for this, and not like woo-wee. I'm just like, this is gonna be. I'm looking forward to this. But let me know if you're looking forward to it. Anything you want to talk about, because I would love to talk about this one more. But yeah, and if you're like, well, where can we talk about? You can leave comments. You can find me on social media, the AC Stories. You can also email me at theacstories@gmail.com. I also have a Discord. That would be a great place to talk, get more people on there. And the links to all this stuff will be in the description. Easy for you to find, so go ahead and do that if you want to do that. But yeah, that's going to be it. If you like what I had to say, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to make sure you can keep up with it easier, go ahead and subscribe. But until next time, that is all I have to say about Beat in Motion, Chapter 1 by Naoki Fujita. I'm the AC. Bye.